Hi everybody and welcome to our wet load video for the Fischione Model 2250 cryoholder. In this video we're going to show you how to load the cryoholder under liquid nitrogen. So we're assuming here that you've already cooled the dewar on the cryoholder and used the temperature probe to check that you're at around minus 175 degrees and that you've had the loading station full of nitrogen for some time, perhaps 15 minutes, making sure that everything's nice and cold. So we have found with this cryoholder that the best, cleanest loads come from loading under liquid nitrogen. But as you can see from the video, even when the loading station is down to temperature, the liquid nitrogen bubbles quite vigorously around the end of the holder and also around the grid box. And sometimes this can make things quite difficult to see. Also, if you drop a grid, it can be quite hard to find it and pick it up again. So these are just things you need to be aware of. So to open the retention clip at the end of the holder, you need to cool the straight needle tool and insert this into the slot at the back of the retention clip and pressing down, which will pop the retention clip up. Under liquid nitrogen, it's really hard to see the position of the retention clip. So you just need to be aware of where it is when you're moving around it with your tools or when you're moving your grid into the end of the cryoholder. So to load your grid, you need to cool the end of your tweezers and then pick your grid up and move that into the end of the cryoholder. We recommend that you load through liquid nitrogen rather than through vapor. You will get the cleanest loads this way. And once your grid is in the end of the cryoholder, you may need to poke it just to adjust its position to make it central in the depression at the end of the holder. At which point you need to cool the bent needle tool, insert this into the space at the back of the retention clip where the spring is, and use the curve of the tool to gently lever the retention clip down over the grid. At this point you would close the shield, and we recommend that you top up the loading station full with liquid nitrogen before taking it to the microscope to load the grid. Please also use the polycarbonate lid to prevent contamination build-up inside the loading station. And between loads, you can use a white plug to seal the loading station so that if you need to load and then unload the microscope fairly quickly, this will keep the loading station cold for you. If it's going to be quite a while between loading and unloading, we recommend that you empty the loading station and dry it in the oven. At the end of the day, unload and store your grids. Empty the loading station and then remove all the small aluminium baths from inside the loading station and put everything in the oven to dry out overnight. The holder itself needs to be warmed up to room temperature and then be put onto the pumping station and baked out overnight. And please check out our next video to explain how you use the pumping station and bake out the cryoholder.